So defensively, who stood out the most to me in that game was Javon Hargrave. He popped off the screen a lot. No pun intended on the screens. He had 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. And against the Falcons, he had 2 sacks. And that is the strength of their defense, is the Eagles' defensive line. When speaking of Javon Hargrave, he leads the league on interior D linemen with 6 run stops. So again, this isn't quite the Bucs defense. Remember we talked about, hey, don't be stubborn, because I think there's going to be opportunities for the Cowboys to run on the Eagles. I do. I don't really look at this front like the Bucs front, but I do respect this front like the Bucs. I respect them. I'm not disrespecting this front because they are solid, but they're losing. They're losing a really good player in Brandon Graham. They do have the depth, though. Right now, this is the Eagles' starting defensive line. Derek Barnett, who we should be familiar with, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave. Those 2 guys are going to make it tough on Biotish and Connor Williams. And then Ryan Kerrigan is going to be stepping in for Brandon Graham. But let's not forget Josh Sweat as well. And they do have Milton Williams, who's a rookie. So they and who's the big cat? Hassan Ridgeway. So they got a lot of bodies, a lot of really good bodies that they can throw at you. So Dallas is going to have to match their energy all game. Right? Like they're going to have to match their energy all game. So how do you attack this Philly defense? What I'm showing you right now is the San Francisco 49ers' longest drive of the game. By the way, that drive was fantastic. 16 plays. They went 16 plays, started the drive about 4 minutes or something like that in the third quarter, ended it with like 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, and ended it with a touchdown. And it was split. 8 runs, 8 passes, granted quarterback sneaks or what have you at the end. Here's how I think the Cowboys can get up on the Eagles defense, which has been good, right? This has been a really good defense so far. But I think there's a caveat as to why. The 49ers only lined up in 11 personnel 28% of the game, which was 19 of their plays. The Falcons only ran 11 personnel 26% of their plays against the Philadelphia Eagles. And of those 19 plays for the Niners, they only ran the ball 4 times. 4 times out of 11 personnel. For comparison, the Cowboys ran the ball 19 times out of 11 personnel last week against the Chargers. For those that don't know what 11 personnel is, that doesn't knock in your knowledge or anything. Some people don't know these terms. That means 3 wide receivers, tight end, 1 running back. That's 11. The Niners mostly ran 21 personnel in this game. Heavy 21 personnel. I mean, 2 tight end sets. 2 running back sets, and the running back being the fullback. So they would take a wide receiver off, bring on Kyle Juszczyk, who is a Pro Bowl fullback. But that limits you what you can do. And the Niners just aren't scared of Kyle Juszczyk. The Eagles weren't scared of Kyle Juszczyk, right? Same thing with the Falcons. They stubbornly ran so much 12 personnel, and they didn't, in my opinion, test the Eagles enough. So how do you attack them? Make them defend the entire playbook. Make them defend the entire playbook. I think their linebackers are a weakness, so stress them out. Maybe you run some more 2-back sets. The Cowboys have been doing that. They've run 9 plays with that Pony Express with Tony Pollard and Zeke. Maybe you get one of those Zeke or Tony Pollard matched up with the linebackers or the safety. If they decide to not come out of that too high shell, then you got to test them. You have to see, all right, you want to play back, let's run the rock. You got Tyron Smith. You got Connor Williams, who's playing well. You got Zach Martin. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Because you got, eventually, if you're going to play back, I don't give a dang who your defensive line is. You're going to get some body blows. Right? And what that does is it'll open up play action. It'll open up play action. While Staley didn't come out of there too high, Shell, Philly did sometimes. And when they do that, boom, just like you saw right there, and I think Kellen Moore is going to be smart. Like, I think Kellen Moore is going to go into this game. I think we as Cowboys fans saw a Kellen Moore offense in week 1 be completely different in week 2. And I think he's going to bring it all together in week 3 because this defense kind of gives you a little bit of both of what you saw in week 1 and 2. A lot of two-eye shell from the Chargers, right? Philly does that. But they'll come in and box some as well. So I say put the pressure on the tight end. Put the pressure on their linebackers, and still you have to test them. Kevon Wallace is a young safety who hasn't really been tested this year. You know, like teams haven't really been going after them. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't really go deep at all against them. We all are familiar with Anthony Harris, who 2 years ago was one of the better safeties coming into free agency. Last year he was so-so. This year he's been so-so. But he's a veteran safety, but nonetheless haven't really been tested. And the Eagles just haven't seen this kind of offense. There's no way in hell Kellen Moore is going to come out and run mostly 21 personnel with a fullback. We don't have a fullback on the team. He's not going to come out and run mostly 12 personnel. He's not going to do that. You got the weapons. You got the line. You have the running backs. Continue to be heavy 11. When it calls for you to come in tight, come in tight. But continue, in my opinion, to spread them out. Make these cornerbacks have to play. Make these linebackers have to make decisions. The cornerbacks have been decent, though, not going to lie. Darius Slay is Darius Slay. We like to get on Darius Slay, but he still is a quality cornerback, and it's going to be a matchup. Him and Cooper, if he plays, is going to be a hell of a matchup. Hell of a matchup. Steven Nelson, a guy I wanted the Cowboys to get, he's been pretty solid this year. And Avonte Maddox is probably their mouse in the house in the slot, but he's been better. But their cornerbacks aren't as bad as they were in previous years. But I will say this every week going into the season, or going into a game. Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, I don't give a damn who your cornerbacks are. I don't give a damn who your cornerbacks are. But all right, man, so that's what I saw from this game and a little bit of the Falcons game for the Eagles. If I had to kind of put a few words on it, it's just that I don't think they've been tested. So it's hard to judge their defense. They have been good. They have been good against the run. They have the numbers to back it up, right? They got the talent up front. But they haven't really been tested.